magic makers, and welcome back to the Metaphysical Apothecary. We are your hosts, Megan and Shannon. Say hi, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
We are also known as the Scorpio Sisters, and we are here to explore the mysterious, magical, and the arcane.
One of the things in magic that almost everyone seems to overlook is the practical.
It's practical magic.
Do those practical steps first.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you're looking to clean or cleanse a room, first things first, you should sweep or vacuum.
Uh-huh.
Just a regular sweep or vacuum. Don't sit there and be like, I'm going to cleanse the magical energy and your floor has dust bunnies.
Uh-huh.
The magical energy is going to cling to the dust.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter how much you're doing with the magical side, if you haven't taken care of the practical, mundane side, you're not going anywhere. You're not doing anything.
No, it's just not going to happen for you.
If you're not doing the practical side of it first, the magical side just won't stick.
No, it won't. Another way that I like to do double duty in terms of cleansing is my personal energy. So just like you can use the act of cleaning to cleanse the energy in your home, get all the ickiness out. If you can hear, Odin, the Siberian Husky, has decided to join us. He'd like to weigh in as well.
He clears and cleanses places by barking.
I mean, it's a good way to do it. He's doing a good job. One of the ways that I like to cleanse my own energy is by just doing my normal routine, but with that added hint of intention. I have a specific day marked out to clean because that's just how I am as a person. I'll often also use that day to do general maintenance. I like to shave my body hair, so I shave my body hair. I might give myself a facial, trim my nails, deep condition my hair. And when I'm doing those things, I'm also thinking about shedding anxious energy, shedding any shadowy energy I may have picked up from people that I've interacted with or from media that I've interacted with. If I've watched a horror movie and it's still with me, or if I've read a piece of news that's really making me anxious, I'll use that time to slough off me. I'll throw some essential oils in the bottom of my shower while I'm showering, or in my shampoo or conditioner. Lavender is really good for your hair, and so is rosemary. Peppermint is also really good. It makes your scalp tingle and it stimulates the follicles, but it also will help. The aromatherapy will help calm you down, and it will help cleanse your aura and get all that nastiness out.
If you just got back from a fierce workout, or coming in from a very hot situation, you ran into a person who had such bad mojo that the first thing you want to do is cleanse your aura or yourself before you even get into the shower or you wash down. The fact that you haven't washed before doing the magical cleansing is also going to cause the cleansing and clearing to not stick with you as often or as long.
Right. Well, and I mean, taking a shower or even using body wipes is a good way to clear your energy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's absolutely going to help. That's why people shower so often after meeting someone unpleasant. Like, oh, I feel like I have to shower now. You probably do.
Take that shower.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great way of cleaning and cleansing.
Mm-hmm. Another way that you can cleanse is to breathe. You don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to meditate. Just focus on taking those deep breaths and letting them out.
Breathing is often overlooked in cleaning and cleansing.
Mm-hmm. And if you have an essential oil that you can kind of breathe in, and that's going to help open your airway. But also, if you do have any nastiness sitting in your sinuses or your lungs, it's going to help break that up.
And if you have anything sitting nasty on your aura.
Yep, absolutely.
You're dislodging it both by the action of breathing and whatever you're breathing in.
Mm-hmm. We can also blend some really practical element magic into this whole idea of cleansing your space, cleansing your person, cleansing your items as well. Solar light And solar energy really giving that 1-2 punch.
Especially if it's early morning dawn hours sunlight, facing the sun, not looking at the sun, but facing the sun. And just letting the sun's rising energy burn off all the bad mojo.
Yeah.
We'll do that with the full moon energy. It's gentler and it's a slower process, so you have to stay out in it a little bit longer.
You can also charge water with either sunlight or moonlight, and it will have a slightly more diluted but similar effect if you can't get outside.
Another way of cleansing using air in general is opening up all your windows on a windy day.
Yes, I love to do that when it's cold. And it's a good way to sweep out winter germs, too.
So you're doing a double hitter again. You're using wind, which is air, and an air property. Cold. I do the same thing with storm wind that's coming or rolling through.
You can enchant all of your cleaning products, even if you're not making them yourself out of essential oils and castile soap and vinegar. There's no reason not to take the bottle that you've gotten from the grocery store and infuse your intent into the liquid just using their energy. Or you can devise a sigil to draw on there in Sharpie, or a chant that you can write and just let that energy and intention infuse into your cleaning products.
Yeah.
There's also something to be said for seasonal energy and energy cleansings. We don't necessarily get sick just because we catch a chill. We get sick because things have built up inside of our homes. So we can prevent that by taking care of the subtle body and the physical body by getting rid of the spiritual icks and the nasty germs.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like as we transition from August into September and we're starting to get more toward the autumn season, it's the perfect time of year to give our homes and ourselves a deep clean and a deep cleanse, both physically and energetically, because we're about to hunker down for the winter months. Whether you love winter or you hate it, we spend a lot more time inside, and this is a good transitional time to move out, get all the gunk out, and get ready to hunker down and be cozy.
I do it 4 times a year, so it'll happen around Mabon, happen around Yule, happen around Osara, and it will happen around Litha.
Yep.
I clean and cleanse at the beginning of each, or just before the transition into each new season.
Mm-hmm.
And a big part of that, too, is cleaning the house and cleaning the room and cleaning the backyard if I get a chance.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also doing it because I'm cleaning out my personal items that I no longer use.
Yeah. You know, these things, the items that we own, they collect a lot of energy. And whether that energy is beneficial or stale and weighs us down is really up to us and how we handle and treat those things. Having a good look at what we have and whether or not it still serves us is a really good seasonal thing to do.
Mm-hmm. And it's a really good way of cleansing your life of those energies that you're holding on to that maybe you didn't realize you were or you didn't need to anymore.
Yeah. If by chance your house is perfectly clean and organized, or you just won't feel like the energy is a little weird and you want to give it a bump, there are some other interesting and unique ways that I like to cleanse myself and my space. You don't need any tools. You don't need any cleaning supplies. My favorite method for this is actually wandering around my house in the buff. It's just me and my wife, so it's easy for me to wander from room to room, and I feel like that engenders like a feeling of safety and security in the home. It's a good way to kind of lock down the home's energy against anything that might be trying to come in. If you feel safe enough to be in the nude in all of the spaces in your home, then the home must be safe.
Going Sky Cloud 2 is about declaring your territory against those things that would try to invade.
Yeah, it's a good way to energetically secure a new home, especially. So if you've just moved into a place, you kind of have everything unpacked and set up the way you want. Wander around in your natural state and just feel safe, feel secure, take ownership over the space.
You're clearing out one of the reasons to cleanse is not necessarily to magically clean or purify or decontaminate the energy in the area to manifest what you need manifest.
Yeah.
That's a very effective way of clearing out that space.
Right. This can be a good thing to do too if you have shared a space with someone and you're no longer sharing that space with them, whether it's a partner or a roommate or family member who was living with you, whether you parted amicably or not. You don't want anything stale that they've left behind kind of hanging around. So you can reclaim the space by using just your natural form. Another way that I really love to cleanse my space, and this is excellent for energetic cleansing, it's excellent for gathering energy, and it can be fantastic for your mental health, is preparing food, especially if you plan to share it with other people. It doesn't have to be anything elaborate. You could be making a grilled cheese to share with a neighbor who stopped by to drop off mail that was misdelivered. You prepare and eat food with someone else. The psychological effect is that I must be safe, because if you look at animals like cats, for instance, they won't eat if they're not comfortable. If they don't feel safe, they won't eat. Human beings can eat when they don't feel safe or comfortable, but when we do eat, it has an anti-anxiety effect because our brains are still wired to instinctively believe that if we're in the act of eating, we must be somewhere secure. And that if you're sharing that food with someone else, they must be good to have around you as well. It strengthens those bonds, and then it makes you feel more secure and more grounded and more confident in your own energy. Using food and preparing food and having people too is also a very nostalgic thing for a lot of us. So many people, myself included, have good memories of entering into a home, a space where they felt comfortable, where they felt loved, and smelling the food smells coming out of the kitchen and being excited to eat that food and being excited to interact with the people with whom you're going to share that food. Repeating that activity as an adult where you're the one doing it, it gives it that layer of nostalgia. This is a multi-layered spell, so you can use kitchen witchery with the intention, choosing your ingredients carefully. It's a group activity where people are gathering together, they're bolstering each other's energy, and it's also a cleansing, especially if you feel anxious or unbalanced. Doing this, even just by yourself or having lunch with someone virtually, can really turn the tide for the better in terms of rebalancing your own personal vibration.
Interestingly enough, I don't do that with food, but I do that with coffee or tea.
Okay.
The food part, and that's partially because I don't have those memories that you're talking about. Even though I enjoy going to family events, the food never was a part of it. So I enjoyed the tea or coffee beforehand or the tea and coffee after the dinner. The smell of either or, sometimes both. And I find that I do the same thing where I can now brew a cup of tea or a pot of coffee, sit down and be able to have a virtual get together with a friend and just let that energy cleanse and work through my aura and all the nasty built up frustrations that might have gathered for the day or the week or whatever. So if you don't relate to the nostalgia of the food, you might actually relate to other pieces of the meal that have nothing to do with the main course, but has to do with the beforehand, whether it's appetizers or the treats and desserts afterwards, the tea and coffee. Maybe it's the nightcap that happens later.
Yeah.
That's all we have on the topic for today. Thank you so much for listening in, and we hope you'll join us again. In the meantime, you can follow us on our blog for some more witchy wisdom, as well as check out some of our original art on Society 6 for sacred decor and more. Thank you again for joining us, and go make some magic and live your best life. Bye.
Bye, everyone.